Hello and welcome, children, yet another episode of Foreign Exchange Rate on Balance of Payments as a part of Macroeconomics International Trade, which carries 6 marks out of the 40 marks of macroeconomics. Today, we are going to do foreign exchange rate. If you follow my last 2 episodes, all about balance of payments has been discussed and all the highlight points have been conceptually clarified. Now, we are going to do foreign exchange rate. Now, for that, please listen. If we try to become very technical, then understanding becomes problem. So very non-technically मैं इसको explain कर देती हूँ. कैसा है? जैसे आप लोग क्लास 11 में प्राइस डिटर्मिनेशन में पढ़े थे ना कि एक कमोडिटी का प्राइस डिटर्मिन्ड होता है बाय द मार्केट डिमांड एंड मार्केट सप्लाई ऑफ इट. यहां पर भी कोई भी फॉरेन करेंसी का प्राइस उसको कहते हैं फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रेट, और उस फॉरेन करेंसी को हम लोग कमोडिटी की तरह ट्रीट करेंगे. तो कमोडिटी अगर है फॉरेन करेंसी तो उसका एक डिमांड है और उसका एक सप्लाई भी है. जहां पे जाके डिमांड और सप्लाई इक्वल होता है, दिस पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट ऑफ इक्विलिब्रियम, correspondingly that is the price of one unit of that foreign currency. Like dollar, today probably dollar is around 95 point something. Okay, so 1 unit of dollar is 95 rupees. Okay, so 1 unit of dollar is just like a commodity which we have to buy by paying 95 rupees. That is in terms of our domestic currency, isn't it? So basically, just imagine if I consider that all dollar, euro, pound, they are just commodities. और एक यूनिट खरीदने के लिए हम कितना रुपीस देते हैं, उसमें कितना आईएनआर इंडियन रुपीस उसमें देते हैं. तो what is the concept is very much analogous to paying price for a particular 1 unit of a commodity. So demand and supply determines the price per unit of the foreign currency, which is called, this price per unit of the foreign currency in terms of domestic currency rupees is called the foreign exchange rate. I think it is clear to you. Okay, now say R star is the foreign exchange rate of, say, US dollar, USD, let it be. Okay, now if by any chance the foreign exchange rate increases, that means the price of USD has increased. That means not 95, now is 1 unit of USD or $1 will be available for 100 rupees. So clearly what happened? It appreciated, foreign exchange appreciated. So USD has undergone appreciation and simultaneously rupee has depreciated. जब USD का वैल्यू बढ़ गया 95 से 100 में, तो रूपी का भी वैल्यू गिर गया. तो so when foreign exchange rate of any currency increases, okay, it means appreciation of that foreign currency but simultaneous depreciation of rupee. सिमिलरली अगर कभी ऐसा हो कि फॉरेन करेंसी का, से मान के चलो डॉलर का प्राइस गिर गया, 95 नहीं अब 90 में मिल रहा है. If I pay 90 rupees, I will be able to get $1. So in that particular case, डॉलर का वैल्यू घटा, मतलब रिलेटिवली रूपी का वैल्यू थोड़ा सा बढ़ गया. So this phenomenon is called depreciation of US dollar or foreign currency and simultaneous appreciation of rupee, my domestic currency. I think I could make this very clear. Now, ये demand and supply आ कहां से रहा है foreign exchange का, foreign currency का? Again, we are going back to this particular thing. For any inflow, it is supply of foreign exchange. If I'm exporting good, then I'm getting the foreign exchange. So I'm getting the supply of foreign exchange. See, one source of supply. If I export services, like, my bankers, my engineers going abroad, I get foreign exchange for the country. Okay, I get their price. So supply is happening. If the foreigners coming into our country and making direct purchases as any type of tourist or a student, then also I'm getting foreign currency. So supply of foreign currency is happening. If the foreigners are coming into our country and they are donating in different places, or we are getting a relief or a donation for the tsunami or flood that has happened in our country on a massive scale probably, then also we are getting foreign exchange. So supply of foreign exchange is happening. Also, if we are getting foreign direct investment, foreign institutional investment coming inside our country, that way also we are getting foreign exchange. So it is also a supply of foreign exchange. When we are borrowing, big borrower still money coming inside the country, that is important, foreign exchange coming inside the country. Or if I recover loans that I've given earlier to other countries, okay, if I get that back also, that is also called that is also an inflow. So it comes under supply. So these are the sources of supply. All inflows are the sources of supply of foreign exchange, and all the outflows creates the demand for foreign exchange, because outflow मतलब खर्चा, खर्चा करने के लिए मुझे चाहिए पैसा पहले, ठीक है ना. So if I import goods, if I buy from other countries, I have to pay, so I need it, so demand is getting created. If I import services, demand again. If I make direct purchases abroad, so I'm as a tourist, I'm as an Indian, I'm going abroad for studying or for some tourism. Okay, I'm going abroad and I'm spending foreign exchange over there. Foreign exchange आया कहाँ से? मुझे पहले अपना रुपी देके तो foreign exchange लेना पड़ा. So I demanded foreign exchange first. Then unilateral transfer. Indian student going abroad and getting a scholarship of MIT, or say we are giving gifts, grants, donations, or parents sending money to their student child abroad. So by that way also, by this unilateral transfer also, foreign currency is getting spent. Okay, that means we demand for the foreign currency to spend it. Also, if the Indian investors are investing abroad, they also need foreign currency. The need is the demand. Okay, if if we want to repay the loans that we have taken earlier from IMF or World Bank or any other developed country, so when we are repaying the loan, or say when we are lending it to other countries, then also we need the foreign currency in order to make those payments. So any debit is creating demand, or outflow or debit is demand. DD, debit demand. Remember, you will never forget. And over here, what is happening? Inflow or credit, that is supply. So CS, that is credit and supply. Okay. So that is how the supply and demand is created. Now we know very well that when can foreign exchange rate increase? If there is an increase in the demand. Increase in demand means rightward shift of the demand curve. You people have already done it. Then what will happen? You see, the exchange rate will increase. Or if supply falls, then also you see there is an increase in the exchange rate. Okay, supply falls means leftward shift of the supply curve. Whenever demand falls, that is leftward shift of the demand curve. Okay, or supply increases, rightward shift of the supply curve. In all these cases, the foreign exchange rate decreases. So it is all about the demand and supply of the foreign exchange. So you see, now tell me something. If I say Tata taking over Jaguar, which sub account of BOP is it entered into? Then it will be entered into the capital expenditure. Why? Why capital expenditure? Because it will be the capital outflow. Okay, why capital outflow I'm talking about? Because when Tata is taking over Jaguar, Tata is paying money for that. Listen to this carefully. Tata is paying money for that or a foreign currency for that. Definitely Tata did not buy it in rupees. Tata purchased it with euros. So Tata taking over Jaguar means Tata is paying the money, Tata Motors. So if Tata Motors is paying the euros, then what is happening? A demand is getting created over here because debit is happening. So it is going to, but it is increase in asset for Tata because Jaguar is going to give lot of profit afterwards. Okay. So it will be a capital outflow, or it is going to be entered into the capital sub account and debit sub account of the debit sub account of the debit side and capital sub account of the balance of payments. Okay, and since it has increased the demand, okay, then what is going to happen? When there is an increase in demand, for foreign exchange due to this particular investment, then what will happen? Excess demand of foreign exchange, automatically foreign exchange rate will rise. So anything that will cause increase in the demand for foreign exchange rate will rise. Or if anything that is causing the decrease in demand for foreign exchange rate will fall. If anything is happening which increases the supply of foreign exchange, then foreign exchange rate will fall. If anything is happening which decreases the supply of foreign exchange in the country, then obviously foreign exchange rate will rise. I'm giving you another example. Say, India stopped taking the service of Kawasaki lines of Japan for their shipping business. So if India has stopped taking, India had been paying Kawasaki lines for their service. If India stopped taking, that means their payment is now has gone down. That means when India was paying, it was creating demand for foreign exchange for India. Now, since India has stopped taking, the demand has decreased. Since the demand has decreased, foreign exchange rate will decline. Now, another example I'm giving you. India, um, uh, India have started exporting rice after the Ukraine war. When India started exporting rice, export of rice means which side and sub account of BOP? Export means we are getting foreign exchange in return. So it will be the credit side. And just rice is just an export. So there is no change in asset liability status. So it will be in the current account. So it is the current sub account of BOP and credit side of BOP. Now, when India has increased the export of rice, that means India is earning the money or earning foreign exchange out of that export. That means India is getting credit or supply. The supply has increased. Now, since supply has increased, nothing happened to demand, then what is going to happen? Excess supply of foreign exchange, automatically the foreign exchange rate or price of foreign exchange will fall. So these are the questions which are very much there. Okay, these are the application based questions which are part of the foreign exchange rate and balance of payment, which if you see my PDF, you will find that there are lots of practices, at least 20 to 30 practices are given over there, so that you can ace the application based questions. Now, moving on to the impact on export and import of foreign exchange rate change. Say there is an increase in the foreign exchange rate. That means foreign exchange has become dearer, foreign currency has become dearer. What will happen to export? There is a very beautifully presented step-by-step answer to these questions in my PDF, children. So just listen to me. If there is an increase in foreign exchange rate, automatically the foreigners will, there is a depreciation in the Indian currency. Foreigners will find it cheaper to spend in India. So what will happen? Exports will become cheaper and their export demand will be rising. Similarly, on import, if there is a rise in the foreign exchange rate has appreciated, but rupee has depreciated. Now we have to pay more rupee in order to buy any import from foreign country. So what happens? Import demand falls. Similarly, if there is a decrease in the foreign exchange rate, decrease in the foreign exchange rate means foreign currency has become cheaper, Indian currency became dearer. So all the Indian exports now have to be paid more in terms of foreign currency. That means exports become more expensive and their demand falls. But on the other hand, for import, if there is a decrease in the foreign exchange rate, then Indian rupee has actually appreciated and the foreign currency has depreciated. So now we need less rupee to buy any import. As a result, import demand will rise. So children, there are 2 to 3 some other concepts, that is evaluation of foreign exchange rate, evaluation and appreciation of foreign exchange rate means when the demand and supply in the international market changes, causing foreign exchange rate to rise, it is called appreciation of foreign exchange. But if the RBI actually pull some strings in order to do that, then it is called evaluation. Similarly, depreciation of foreign exchange means if the value of foreign exchange decreases due to change in demand and supply in the international market. That is totally market forces of demand and supply. But if the RBI actually intervenes, sells or buys a foreign currency in order to, bring down the foreign exchange rate, that is called devaluation. Another very important point, children, is that uh, this particular foreign exchange rate, okay, how is it determined? See, there are two types of exchange rate. One is the fixed exchange rate. We are not going to study because it existed till 1920. After the World Wars, it was clearly seen that it is not the work of the central banks of the country to keep the foreign exchange rate in a check. So let the market decide whatever happens. So flexible exchange rate regime is the one we are going to talk about. And in the flexible rate regime, the first thing that I showed you, that the you know intersection of demand and supply in the international market of foreign exchange determines the foreign exchange rate. That is how the flexible exchange rate system is determined, and that is what the flexible exchange rate system is completely being followed by India also in the post 1991 period. As we have studied, devaluation of rupee, RBI did it, deliberately in order to check the BOP deficit, and also, what, that India will no more, or RBI will no more poke nose into the determination of foreign exchange rate. It will be completely following the flexible exchange rate system determined in the international market. Another important thing is that fixed exchange rate is something that the central banks decide. Flexible exchange rate system is the market decide. What about when both are present? That is hybrid of the two. It is called managed floating or dirty floating. That means RBI or Reserve Bank of India has allowed, complete, autonomy for the foreign exchange rate determination by the forces of market demand and supply. But sometimes it happens, like recently it is happening, right? That rupee value is falling down and down and down, and the foreign exchange rate of dollar is increasing and increasing and increasing. In those situations, RBI has to intervene before it goes out of hand. So when RBI actually intervenes in this in order to keep a check on this, on this, constant and persistent fall in the value of the rupee, then what is happening? A hybrid of fixed exchange rate is also happening, because RBI is actually, intervening in the process. This is called managed floating or dirty floating, which China does. China has no compulsion with any monetary institutions of the international level. So China, deliberately keeps their, keep the value of their currency low, so that their exports are cheaper in the international market, and all the markets of the world are flourished and flooded with Chinese goods, and people are buying them also. Okay, so we are now going to round off with the foreign exchange rate concept. Children, please, please, please comment macroeconomics in my comment section, or press the WhatsApp button in the number which is given on my screen in order to get the free PDF of the foreign exchange rate and all the simulations and PowerPoint notes of the macroeconomics to ace your economics exam of 18th March 2026 AISSCE.